There's been a lot of news about the 482 visa lately, but what is the 482 and why would you want it? To understand the latest news, you need to know about how the 482 visa works. The 482 visa is a temporary skills shortage or TSS visa, and it allows workers to visit Australia to fill positions if employers can't find anyone locally. This means you need to be sponsored by an Australian employer. The job you do needs to be in a field the Australian government considers important, and those are set out in several occupation lists which are always changing. There are currently 3 streams of the 482 visa: the short term, the medium term, and the labour agreement stream. Let's take a look at each of these. Traditionally, under the short-term stream, you could stay in Australia for up to 2 years or up to 4 years if there's an international trade obligation between Australia and your country, or if you're from Hong Kong. To qualify for the short-term stream, your job needs to be in a short-term skilled occupation list. You can apply for a second 482 onshore, but currently the short-term occupations do not lead to Australian PR. The medium-term stream allows workers to stay in Australia for up to 4 years or up to 5 years if you hold a Hong Kong passport. Depending on where you're heading, your job will need to be either on the medium and long-term list or on the regional occupation list. The medium-term stream can lead to PR through the 186 visa. The third option is the labour agreement stream, and this is for employers who have an agreement with the Australian government. This stream also lets you stay in Australia for 4 years, or 5 years if you're from Hong Kong. The 482 visa has been in the news lately as Australia moves towards opening its international borders. As of the 15th of December, 482 visa holders, amongst others, will be able to travel into Australia without needing a travel exemption, provided of course they are fully vaccinated. But if you're already in Australia and you hold a 482 visa, things are even more interesting. The government is now saying that existing holders of the short-term 482 visa could have a pathway to permanent residency, depending on which occupation. In a media statement last month, Immigration Minister Alex Hawke said this concession would be granted in recognition of the value these workers have been providing to Australia throughout the pandemic. Critics of the changes have questioned why some visas have been given preference and others have not. Why, they ask, are holders of the 482 short-term stream being given a pathway to PR, but holders of other work visas cannot be given that pathway? The reason the short-term stream was on the short-term stream was it was because they were seen to be occupations which were less in demand. If we now recognise we need those skills for a longer period, these skills such as medical staff, wouldn't it be more sensible to simply put them on the medium-term list? And if the government says it's recognition for those visa holders' decision to stay in Australia throughout the COVID period, then why is it the benefit granted to all those who have a temporary visa? The main explanation is there's a desperate shortage of workers in some industries, and the government is willing to make concessions. Exactly how the 482 short-termers are going to get permanent residency has not been revealed yet. But we're watching closely and we'll give you an update as soon as we know what the government is planning. There are some other 482 requirements that may need changing as well. This includes that visa applicants are required to have 2 years of full-time experience before lodging a visa. A further one which they may consider is the expensive Skilling Australia Fund payment, which employers have to pay for each nomination, and whether that should be waived for regional locations. If you want to know more about the 482 visa, then try watching our other videos including 10 facts about the 482. Please remember to subscribe and click the bell to get notified of our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and if you need help with any of your visa needs, please contact Work Visa Lawyers.